Welcome back to Baker Forward. My next guest is Ken Fabre. Ken is the city attorney, and happy to have you on the show, Ken. But Ken not only a city attorney, he's also works with the as a city attorney. He's over the legal department, and so he's over the prosecutor's office. So
Yes,
he's mentoring to a young man, Christopher Donson, and over in the prosecutor's office. And so we appreciate you, Ken. But Ken also works in West Baton Rouge for Ricky Ward over there in that office, in the prosecutor's office over there. And he's also has a ministry, Papa Pig. So Ken is quite busy, and well, just tell us about some of the things that you have going as the legal person over the legal department for the city.
Well, again, it's an honor to be here today, Mayor. Honored to be a resident of the city of Baker, my wife and I. But I must say, you're the reason that I'm in Baker. I've always had a connection with Baker from my college days, law school days. I attended church here back in the day, back in those days, right down the street at Bethany. But now I've been a resident of Baker for the last 8 years, going on 10 years, and it's because of you. When you were elected, I think I met you once during your first campaign.
Right.
And for some reason, you saw me at a car wash and asked me, could I serve as your prosecutor? And you made clear that it would have to be a labor of love for the most part, because it didn't pay much. But
That's true.
I didn't think I could do it because I had already been doing some misdemeanor work. I prosecute first and second offense DWIs for Ricky Ward, the DA, and 18 JDC. And I've been doing that for about a year when you asked me to come on board. So I initially said, no, I don't think we can do that because it's a conflict, but it's not, because they're two separate entities. You had somebody research it or whatever. But it's been a pleasure. Since I've been here with you, through the help of the council, we were able to pass what's called the pretrial diversion program.
Yeah, you want to tell us how that worked, because a lot of people don't know about it.
Right.
And if you get in a situation,
Right.
you can go through the trial
If you
diversion
qualify,
program
right.
if you qualify, and this is will help you, and even actually keep it off your record.
Yeah, in some situations. In a nutshell, what it is, basically, we have limited jurisdiction in the city of Baker with the city court. In other words, we prosecute traffic citations and misdemeanors. All felonies will go downtown to the district attorney's office, Hill and Moore's office. But technically what you have is, say for instance, you have a person who's got a speeding ticket. They've got a clean record, they made a mistake, we all do it. And if they require help, or if I get a call from one of the council persons or whatever, seeing if it's a hardship case or whatever. So we decided to establish that. What happens is we'll have certain requirements, they'll still be held accountable. And once they take care of whatever the nominal fee is, and they stay out of trouble for like 6 months or whatever, then it will be basically not prosecuted and all pros taken off their record. So at the same time, they're being held accountable. In many instances, most instances, there's still some revenue coming into the city's coffer, but it stays off the person's record, which is very helpful because it can impact your insurance. If it's a crime of violence like domestic abuse, then we're going to consider that as well if you have a clean record, but we're going to require certain counseling and things of that nature.
And
Yes.
require them to go to some kind of class, right?
Absolutely, and so we have that being done. Those funds are not necessarily managed by my office directly. I had the ordinance indicate specifically that I did not want a specific prosecutor's account for those funds.
Right.
They go into the city's coffers, they're earmarked for the pretrial diversion program, and at the end of the fiscal year, whatever is not used by my office
goes into
the general fund of the city.
Right.
So it's been a good thing, and we've been working.
And that generally generates over $100,000. Am I correct?
That's usually the goal, anywhere between 80 and 100.
Right.
And it helps to take care of the needs of the office, because Baker is growing and the dockets are bigger. And of course we have limited resources there, so that helps. The city doesn't have to bear most of our burden.
Ken, you want to tell us something about your ministry? I know, and I met you, and I've been to some retreats that you give up in the for what is Feliciana's up in
Yes,
Miss,
yes.
and certainly enjoyed them. They're silent retreats. So you know, as a politician, you can't get up there and talk. You got to be quiet. You got to talk silently to God and work with Him. And I know I've enjoyed those, and
Yes, sir.
and I'm looking forward to the one that I know you're going to have this year.
Right. Well, I know we're limited on time, so let me just say the best way to find me and really find out about that particular, it's not a church. I am a licensed ordained minister, but I don't pastor a church. I've not been given that assignment by the Lord, you know, because I really pray for a lot of pastors. You know, you have to have, you know, grace to do that. But we help ministries, we help servant leaders, and so if you go to papapick.org, that's P as in Paul, O as in Oscar, P as in Paul, A as in Alpha, P as in Paul, I as in ink, C as in Christ. That's papapick, without the K, .org. Then you can read up on everything that we've done in the past and what we do as far as support ministries. And finally, as a part of Papa Pick, we'll be launching a show actually on this network called Calling to Know God, where it'll be a live-in call-in from the community. Call with your secular questions, whatever you may have. And we'll have myself and 2 or 3 other men who will either be pastors, they may not be pastors, but they will be lovers of the Bible. We'll try and give you a biblical answer to whatever your issues are. So we're looking forward to that as well. Yes, sir. But I enjoy serving the city of Baker, serving the administration, you mayor, the council, and primarily the citizens, and whatever I can do, let us know, you know.
And what a lot of people don't realize as an elected official, even as an appointed official in the city, we're servants, and our whole goal is to serve the citizens of Baker and work to try to make Baker better. And we are focusing on education, trying to work with the school board to make education even better, and working with those in the churches. We just recently had it was Councilwoman Burgess and Councilman Heine headed a committee, and the pastors met last Saturday, and just kind of get to know each other and trying to work to see what we can do as a community to help improve. And I want to thank you for being on the show, and you know, I've enjoyed working with you, and we have the same heart. We have a heart for people.
Yes, sir.
So thank you very much.
God bless you. It's an honor.